Imagine finding out your wife is cheating on you with the one person you trusted more than anyone else on earth. Not just some random guy, your best friend, your brother in everything but blood. And somehow, that wasn't even the worst part. I'm 27 years old. My wife, let's call her Sue, and I had been together since college. We met at 18 and fell for each other almost instantly. The kind of relationship where you're saying I love you within weeks because it just felt right. She called me her soulmate. I believed her. When her father died from pancreatic cancer during college, I was there for her every single step of the way. Sleeping at hospitals, holding her together while she fell apart. I thought that pain bonded us forever. I married her believing that she would never hurt me. Then there's Dav, my best friend since 3rd grade, the guy I considered family. He was married too, but about a year ago, his wife died in a car crash. It destroyed him. He moved back home afterward, completely broken, and honestly, I wanted to save him. That decision ruined my life, because I made the mistake of asking my wife to help him heal. She understood grief better than anyone, so I thought maybe that she could reach him emotionally in ways that I couldn't. At first it seemed harmless, then it became constant. They started spending hours together. Hikes, lunches, movies, sometimes without me. And what's crazy is, my wife used to hate this guy. Before all of this, she constantly talked about how morally bankrupt he was because he cheated on his late wife repeatedly. That's why I never suspected anything. I thought she despised him. But then, the behaviour changed. She was always on her phone, emotionally distant, barely intimate with me anymore, coming home late, classic cheating behaviour. When I asked questions, I got called paranoid, possessive, insecure. And when I confronted Dav, he looked me dead in the eye and made me feel crazy for even asking. I was being gaslit by both of them. Then one weekend, she told me that she was going to her sister's house because she needed space from my accusations. Something to me felt off, so I went and called her sister. She said Sue had never arrived. That's when my stomach dropped. And deep down, I already knew. I just didn't want it to be true. I drove to Dav's house, and there it was. My wife's car parked outside. I remember sitting there crying before I even walked in, because some part of me already knew that my life was over. I went through the back door, quietly, and I could hear her, moaning. When I looked through the bedroom door, my wife was bent over his nightstand. That image still destroys me. They froze when they saw me. My wife started screaming that she could explain. Dav looked terrified, and somehow I didn't hit him. I just turned around and left. I cried the entire drive home while both of them spammed my phone non-stop. After that, I stopped functioning. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think. I took time off work because I genuinely felt like I was losing my mind. The person I loved the most in the world betrayed me with the person that I trusted most in the world. How do you even process that? Then the email started. Apologies, begging, excuses. She claimed she loved me and never wanted to leave me for him, which made absolutely no sense. If you love me so much, why destroy me like this? And the deeper I thought about everything, the angrier I got, because it's not because of the cheating. The gaslighting, that's the part that broke me. Because these people lied effortlessly. I'd ask where she was, and she'd act disgusted that I'd even questioned her. One night, just days before I caught them, She came home telling me how much she loved me, how badly she wanted me. I later realised that she had probably just come home from sleeping with him. She wasn't even wearing any underwear. That realisation almost made me snap. Eventually, she admitted the affair had been physical for weeks. Then came the real bombshell. She got pregnant. Had an abortion because she didn't know whether the baby was mine or his. I don't think I've ever felt pain like that before. And somehow, even after all that, she still begged me not to leave. She offered everything. Therapy, open marriage, moving to another country, trial separation. Anything except accepting what she'd done. But by then, I already knew that there was no saving this. I filed for divorce, moved to another state to start over, and just when I thought the nightmare was finally ending, she overdosed. Then months later, she suffered a massive stroke. Now she can barely speak. And somehow, despite everything she did to me, a part of me still hurts seeing her like that. That's the part nobody talks about with betrayal. Sometimes the person who destroys your life is still the person you love the most. And honestly, that might be the cruelest part of all.
My best friend looked me in the eyes and told me she'd been sleeping with my boyfriend for 6 months. And the worst part, she had screenshots, dates, details only someone involved would know. But when I confronted him at 2 a.m, he looked completely innocent. So now I don't know who's lying, or if I've already destroyed my life by trusting the wrong person. I'll try to explain this the best I can, because honestly, even I'm confused. So a few months ago, my best friend Kim, started questioning the amount of freedom and trust I gave my boyfriend Mike. I've never been the kind of girlfriend who polices every little thing. I trust him. And honestly, I know I can get jealous, so I'd rather choose trust than constantly watch over someone. To me, if someone wants to cheat, they will. No amount of control and behaviour can stop it. But Kim kept planting these little ideas in my head. She'd say things like, "What if he's cheating on you and you just don't know?" At first I thought she was just trying to protect me. Her ex cheated on her back in high school, so maybe she was projecting her own fears onto my relationship. Still, why Mike? She knew him too. We'd all been friends for years, and Mike never gave me any reason to doubt him. Mike and I have been together for 3 years. He's my first real love, my best friend, the person I feel safest with. Our relationship has been healthy and happy. The only lies he's ever told me were tiny, harmless ones, like saying he was almost at my house when he was actually still getting dressed. So the idea of him cheating, it honestly felt impossible. But then again, everyone who gets betrayed probably thinks that at first. Then a few weeks ago, everything exploded. Kim came over to stay the night, and out of nowhere she broke down crying, confessed that she and Mike had been having an affair for 6 months. I felt numb, then angry, then completely shattered. I screamed at her, I cried, and at 2 a.m. I drove straight to Mike's house. Before I left, Kim showed me screenshots, WhatsApp messages, flirty conversations, plans to meet up secretly. According to her, every Monday Mike would tell me he was having lunch with his parents, but he was actually meeting her. And she even claimed they snuck away together on New Year's Eve to hook up. And honestly, there was a moment at the party where I lost sight of them both. At that point, I thought my relationship was over. When I confronted Mike, though, his reaction completely threw me off. He didn't panic. He didn't get defensive. He just looked confused. Like someone who genuinely had no idea what was happening. and he denied everything, over and over. Now here's where it gets strange. Mike used to use WhatsApp, but apparently deleted it 2 months earlier because of some family group chat drama. So he couldn't even access old messages to defend himself. And somehow that made everything worse, because Kim had screenshots but Mike had nothing. That same night, we called Kim together. Mike confronted her directly and she doubled down on the story. She told him to just admit it. She said she couldn't keep hurting me anymore. They argued back and forth while I sat there feeling like my brain was breaking apart. Then I asked her one question. I asked if Mike had ever stayed overnight at her place. She immediately named a specific weekend. A weekend where Mike had supposedly gone to visit a friend in another city. But that's when her story started falling apart. Because I remembered that weekend perfectly. He never left. He stayed with me the entire time because I was going through personal issues. I'm also the kind of person who literally sleeps holding on to him. There's no way he snuck out in the middle of the night without me noticing. When I pointed this out, Kim suddenly changed her story. She said maybe she mixed up the dates, and that was the first moment I started wondering if she was lying. But here's what keeps destroying me mentally. Why would she lie about something like this? This wasn't some random girl trying to ruin my relationship. This was my best friend. Someone I trusted with my life. And she sounded believable. The crime felt real. The details felt real. So what am I supposed to believe? That my boyfriend is secretly some master manipulator deserving an Oscar? Or that my best friend fabricated months of fake conversations just to destroy us? Because if she did fake it, that means she was texting herself, creating fake screenshots, building this entire story piece by piece. And that thought honestly terrifies me. Now Kim and I don't speak anymore. Mike is furious at her, and somehow more understanding towards me than angry. He knows why I believed her. Honestly, anyone probably would have. But part of me feels guilty for accusing him. And another part of me is scared I'm being blinded by love. Maybe I want him to be innocent so badly that I'm ignoring red flags. Or maybe I'm trusting the wrong person entirely. I could ask his mom to confirm the lunch dates. And I could contact Kim again and verify the phone number in those screenshots. But after the chaos that caused that night, I don't even know if digging deeper will fix anything anymore. All I know is this. One of the two people I trusted most in the world is lying to me. And I still don't know which one.
If this story felt a little too real, that's probably because it is. If you want more stories of secrets, betrayal, and the truth people try to hide, make sure you subscribe, like and share. There's always more beneath the surface, and we're just getting started. We uncover new stories twice a week, Sundays and Thursdays, between 6 and 8 PM BST. That's when the truth tends to slip out. Got a story of your own? Something that happened behind closed doors? Something no one else knows? Send it to hiddennarrativestories@gmail.com. Your story could be the next one that we expose. Thanks for watching, and remember, trust is fragile. Not everyone is who they say they are. So pay attention, because the signs are always there.